Hello, hello. It's been a minute. I haven't been very consistent with this, have I? I really am starting to feel like the weekly slap at this point. Jesus, call it the El Monthly-o. Am I right? Sorry. Anyway, I don't really have any topic for today, but I figure I might just let you know where I'm at, what's been happening, see if any of this applies to you, and what you're going through. Because I think the main thing I want to talk about is not being consistent with good habits and stuff. Because in some aspects, I don't know, I've kind of had a weird, since I finished my isolation thing, even though I made the video, like 3 weeks ago saying how I was on a new 100-day thing, which I am, and it's going pretty well. But just some of my, I don't know, it doesn't feel as good as the last one. I was so driven, motivated, focused for that 100 days. And I don't have that same level of motivation as I did then. Or not even motivation, just drive. I guess I'll start with videos because that's probably the most important thing to me, and that's probably the thing I'm most confident right now. I'm working on, since I released my direct tip video 8 days ago, which is doing very well. I kind of just got back into the groove. I'm really looking for, I'm really motivated to make videos again, which I'm really happy about. I want to try fortnightly uploads again. That's really good. I've been really working hard at YouTube again, and I'm super happy with that. That's all been great, but I feel like kind of all my other habits have sort of gone to shit since my shoulder injury. Meditating is fine. I still meditate most of the time, but reading, it's been like 3 days since I read. I try to read every day. I don't know if it's because the book I'm reading feels like absolute bullshit. I'm reading The Way of the Superior Man, and it just feels a bit odd to read. It's a lot about masculinity and shit like that, and it just, I don't know, I find myself just like, is this really true, reading a lot of it? So maybe that's part of it. Maybe I just have the wrong book right now. I feel like my diet, because of my shoulder injury, I'm in a weird place with my diet and stuff. I don't really know where I'm sitting with all that. Should I be cutting whilst I'm injured, but I'll lose muscle mass, but I can't eat more because I can't work out, so I'll just gain fat. It just sucks having an injury because I can't really do much with my physique if I can't work out. So I guess I'm still in a slight rut, and I guess I just want that to be an opportunity to tell you that, hey, the guy who has a self-help channel sucks at self-help a lot of the time. You know what? Probably most of the time. Maybe it's good to break that down. I'm not very, especially since out of Recluse was good. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty consistent. But since Recluse ended, I'm fucking human. I'm really trying not to be human. I really don't want to be complacent. I'm really trying to push myself hard, but just sometimes I can't do it. You know, I want to master video making. I want to be a really good video maker. So I spend a lot of time on that, but sometimes I just can't live up to my own standards, and that's, I think. Am I coping if I say that's okay? Because I am really driven. I really do want to master making videos. That's what my passion is right now. That's what I see myself doing for like at least the next half decade, to be honest. I really want to master video making. So I don't even know if I'm just coping by like being like, it's okay to take breaks and it's okay to have ruts. Because I don't know. I guess I'm just in a weird place with it all. I probably am too harsh on myself. Whenever I talk to people about how much I work, they're always like, dude, you are mentally ill. And I'm like, you know what? Probably. Like I tell people, I just barely have leisure time. Or if I do have leisure time, it's kind of toxic. It's like more procrastination. It's not dedicated leisure time, which is just an unhealthy relationship to have. I feel like I've been talking about that for 6 months. I still have not made a single step of progress about how I manage my relationship with leisure. But that's besides the point, I suppose. But yeah, I guess I just want to say that even as someone, I don't want you to think of me as someone who's perfect with all this, because I'm just so far from it. I'm not very good sometimes, especially right now. It's mainly just the reading. My morning routine's kind of fallen to shit, because I don't have, I really miss working out. Kind of sucks, because sometimes when I was like, my shoulder was fine, it's like, ugh, I don't want to work out. And now I'm like, how could you ever feel like that? You loved it. And I still have to wait months before I can work out again, and that's probably dragged me down a bit. No, that's why I just want you to know that I think, to adjust your expectations of me, don't think I'm perfect. Far from it. I'd honestly say, before I was on self-help, I was probably operating at 30% of my capacity. Right now, I'd say I'm operating at like 50% of my capacity. There's still a lot of potential we've got to unlock. And hey, look, self-help is a lifelong thing, you know? I feel like it's not supposed to be you just flip a switch and become a Sigma grindset self-helper, you know? It's like, I do not do anything except work out, eat hell, and that's it, I meditate and read. It's like, that takes like decades of life, like discipline and building towards. So, you know what, maybe I am actually being too hard upon myself. And so that's all the more reason for you to not be hard upon yourself. Don't get mad at yourself, don't kick yourself too hard when you're being inconsistent. Sometimes life is just getting in the way. I feel like I've had a bit of a turbulent last 3 weeks in my life. It's been a bit interesting. Made some mistakes, done some errors, but we're trying to push forward and better ourselves out of it. So my head's been a bit all over the place. One thing I will say is journaling. Oh god, you know, actually this is what I'm going to turn this into. If you're still here, please journal. For the sake of your future self, because I recently went back to the start of this year, my journal entries from February and March, and I just read through them and I was like, whoa. It is so interesting. Not only is it useful in the moment to just get your thoughts down on paper, but looking back and seeing where your mindset was in the past, wow, I read some like, I'm going to talk about it next year when it's been a year since what caused me to get on self-help. I'm going to do a video on that actually, so look out forward for that. But when I was reading where I was at the start of this year in like February, March, I was writing down some. I had some thoughts. I had some harsh thoughts about myself and about what I needed to do. I was really not happy with myself. So it's just interesting because then you look back and like, okay, damn, you know what? I'm being harsh on myself here, but wow, I am a completely different person to who I was 10 months ago. So it's good to like look back. You can look on these journal entries and just be like, whoa, just compare yourself to where you were. That's the only person you should be comparing yourself to, who you were yesterday. And it's corny as fuck, but it's true. Don't compare yourself to other people. Compare yourself to who you were before. And that's why I think journaling is really good, because you can see where you were before. Maybe you're writing down, oh, I could only do a push-up today, which was unironically where I was at in February. And then I got up to 30 push-ups. I'm like, you know what? I look at my body, I'm like, I'm ugly and gross. I need more muscle. But also, you have 30 times how many push-ups you can do since you were a fat blob earlier in the year. So, you know, don't be too harsh on yourself. Shit like that. And just about like YouTube. I think at the start of the year I was at like, what, 30, 40k subs? And we're 5 times that. And sometimes I'm like, damn, my direct hit video, I was like, wow, this only has like 1/3 of a million of views. Oh my God, I suck. You know, it's just like, dude, if you told yourself 4 years ago you got 1/3 of a million views on a video, I think you'd choke and just collapse and die. So like, you know, I think it's really important to keep things in perspective, where you've been in the past, where you're going in the future. And that's why I think journaling is super good. I've also started doing voice ones. If you've got your phone, you have like a voice memo app. The other night I just spoke to myself for 15 minutes. And I'm really excited to just like in the future be like, whoa, pussy, look where you were. Oh, you little sad boy. Look where you are now, you know? So yeah, I think this is the act of writing shit down or recording your voice. It's therapeutic in and of itself, but also in the future you can look back and be like, damn, look how far I've come. Yeah, that's the main stuff I want to talk about. I think I had another topic I want to talk about. I have an idea for this. Actually, this is the last thing I'll close on. I am not going to do anything for New Year's this year. This will be the first New Year's of my life. I'm not going to get plastered and drunk. I'm actually going to spend it by myself. If any of my IRL friends are watching this video right now, sucks to suck. I'm going to avoid the drama of organizing something for New Year's, and instead, I have this plan. I'm going to record when it hits midnight. I'm going to record something for myself, and I'm going to set it to upload on this channel for New Year's in a year's time. So at the start of 2024, you'll see the things I say in 2023. Now, it might sound crazy to you, and it is a little bit weird. I'm not going to deny that. But that's what I'm going to do for New Year's. I really want to see. I've got some goals. I'm very ambitious for next year, because my shoulder should start to get better. I can get back on the working out. I've got lots of video ideas and where I want to push, what direction I want to go. So I really want to start. I just don't want to wake up on January 1st, hungover and dusty, and being like, oh, that was such a good night, but today I'm going to do nothing. I do not want that. I want to record something when the fireworks start. I want to record something to show myself in a year's time and see where I get to. So that's one thing I'm going to do. You probably don't need to do it on the exact New Year's, but because I spent 100 days by myself. I appears I'm a bit of a creep, a bit of a weirdo, to quote Tom York of Radiohead. But yeah, I think that's all I want to talk about. So to summarize, self-help, it's not linear. You'll have good periods, you'll have bad periods. It's a lifelong thing. If you miss a day, it's not the end of the world. You've got years, decades, half a century at least in you. Come on now. And you've got a lot of time to improve. So if you're making even marginal improvements, that's going to compound in the long term. Secondly, journal, record stuff. I really think you should. It's therapeutic in the moment, getting your thoughts on paper or voicing them and just letting them all out. It's huge. It's massive. I'd really recommend it. And thirdly, I'm going to spend New Year's on by myself and record a video to premiere 1 year after I record it. And we'll see what I hit, what goals I hit, where my head's at, and we can all be like, wow, look at El Maxo. He's an inspiration for the masses. Look what he did. He did this weird thing and it paid off. And yeah, so that's where I've been at. This is more just an update one again. I think next week I'll get back into the groove of just more like self-help stuff of what I've been reading. So I will be checking the email. I have been checking it a bit, but there's a few questions I've been thinking of answering. So if you want to send some emails, I will respond. But yeah, if you've got any questions, I'll be looking to do those again. We'll leave it at that. Yeah, farewell, Elite Level Gamer.